You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jeremy Hart, Jason Gunn. You're going to be hearing from all the managers following tonight's Premier League action. But first, Spurs nicked a point away at St James's Park. Here's how it sounded live on talkSPORT.
Speeding past Bentancur, laying it back for Voltemada, and then it comes to Bruno Guimaraes! Brilliant hit into the corner, past the despairing dive of Vicario, across into the near post, and the header is sent in by Christian Romero. Penalty kick to Newcastle United. Anthony Gordon against Vicario. He steps up right-footed, slams it into the corner. Vicario goes the wrong way. Anthony Gordon wheels away in celebration. Kick from Romero, and it's smuggled goalwards and in. Christian Romero celebrates what could be a huge, huge goal for Thomas Frank.
Yeah, you can have your say in that game. 03 717 22 33 44. Let's go to David. David, he's a Newcastle fan. All right, Dave?
All right, Dave-o.
Hello.
All right, matey.
How are you, Dave? How are you feeling about that result?
Disappointed as far as I'm concerned. That's 2 points dropped. I think we were all over Spurs. But for the most part, we couldn't put the ball in the onion bag. And then when we did, we let them get back in. And, it's 2 points dropped against what I think is quite a poor Spurs team, unfortunately.
Well,
but
you've done it before, right? See, you conceding goals in injury time, you've dropped points at home to Arsenal, points at home to Liverpool, now points home to Spurs. There's a pattern emerging there.
It is concerning, but I think, not to sound like I'm making excuses, but I think with the team and with Isak going, it's been a bit trying to figure out how to get things back on a even keel. So there is that side of it. But one of the things I wanted to say I called up for, I don't know if you remember Jamie, about 2 seasons ago, I phoned up to defend Newcastle's 2-1 win against Spurs at the Beyonce Stadium. When we equalised, one of your defenders kicked a ball against Joelinton's hand, hit Bruno, went through on goal, Gordon scores, and you said if it would be the other way around, I wouldn't be defending. So to defend and protect my integrity and my impartiality, I'm on here now and I'm going to tell you I think we got...
Okay, wait there, Dave, because your manager, Eddie Howe, is alongside talkSPORT Step McCarthy.
Yes, he is indeed, Eddie. Thank you for joining us on talkSPORT. A tough battle out there tonight. Do you think that was the right result in the match?
No, I think from our perspective we're disappointed. I think we worked really, really hard tonight. I thought the performance was okay without being exceptional. Had enough chances to maybe score earlier. And then, there's so little time left in the game at the end. We're hugely frustrated to concede and to cost ourselves points.
Does it feel like a missed opportunity?
Yeah, I think so, especially off the back of the 2 previous wins and being in a good place. And I think the general performance today was good. And we weren't clinical enough when the chances came. The goalkeeper made some good saves. Really disappointed with our defending today because the 2 goals were out of context in the game. We defended pretty well. We looked quite comfortable. But for 2 moments, we totally switched off.
You mentioned that you were disappointed in particular with the second goal as well on the defender. Was there any suggestion that there was a foul in the build-up? How did you see it?
I haven't seen it again, so it's over in a flash before I can properly judge what happened, so I'll need time to reflect on that.
And the VAR incident around the penalty, we just spoke to Thomas Frank, who said it was never a penalty. How did you see it?
Well, it was on as I was getting interviewed a second ago, and look, I can understand Thomas's frustration when you're on the other end of any kind of decision like that, but the defender doesn't look at the ball at all and is only focused on Dan, and I can see why it's given.
Positive performances from 2 substitutions in Bruno and Anthony Gordon, linking up in particular for the first goal. I mean, how pleased were you with their impact on the match?
Both players did really well, showed their qualities. Bruno was an outstanding goal, really, really good finish, delighted for him. Really disappointed for both players. They haven't ended up on the winning team because they made big contributions to us.
And despite being on top for most of the first half, you made the change with Tonali coming off for Bruno. Is Tonali okay, or was that purely tactical?
No, there's an injury there. I don't quite know what it is. He wasn't able to continue.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Eddie, do you feel that this is kind of on trend?
Yeah, it was Eddie Howe with Step McCarthy there.
Just on those subs, they did have an impact, but I just look at the sub that he made in the 93rd minute, bringing on Shah for Lewis Miley. If you're making a substitution like that, it does invite pressure. It does invite, we're now going to sit on this.
Yeah.
We think we've got over the line. we're now going to sit when it doesn't come off. You do wonder.
I know, but
that's what decision is. If you're going to praise, like we just have done about bringing on Anthony Gordon at the right time, he set up the first goal.
if you was the manager, you bring on a centre off.
Yeah, but then you've got to win the game, mate.
No,
That's it. You've got to win. Look, and then on the other side, you talk about Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank rolled the dice.
We had to.
Of course, but he gets the result.
Yeah.
No, he gets himself a point. I don't know, mate. You're bringing on a centre half and taking off a midfielder. You are basically saying we're giving up that midfield. We are. We're going to sit deep, but we're going to hang in. And the goal comes from a set piece. An overhead kick. Shinner.
Yeah, I mean,
Shinaldo.
You can't blame Shah for that, can you?
Blaming Shah. All I'm saying is if we're going to praise Eddie Howe, and we have done, right? We just heard Tonali's picked up a knock. That's an obvious change. It's much like for like. And then you're bringing on Gordon, making a difference.
I've got no issue with bringing on Fabian Shah for Lewis Miley with 4 minutes to go.
Well, then get the result. Win the game. No, is that not fair?
Well, no.
They did sit there. You were, for that injury time, you were the better side.
On top.
You were. That's what I'm saying. You're now inviting that pressure even more.
All right. Let's go to David. He's a Newcastle fan again. We go back to him. Right, Dave?
Right, Dave-o.
Oh, lads, yeah. No, so like I was saying, I agree with Jamie. I think that penalty was soft, and I think we got lucky there.
Yeah. Now, listen, look, regardless of the penalty, what about Newcastle's performance? Because you heard Eddie Howe there. He was a bit frustrated.
Yeah, so am I. I think he's echoing the feelings of all Newcastle fans. Like I said, I think what we do need is an out-and-out striker. I think we are missing Isak up there. Voltemade, I think he's a brilliant player. He's really good, and he's done really well so far. But I think some of us, I'm not too sure about myself so far, but I've heard people say I think he'd be better off in a number 10 position rather than a top.
He's got 5 goals in 10 games.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an out-and-out striker. I mean, he's an all-round. But he is a number 9. I mean, can't play him number 10, can you?
What's up to Vissa? Vissa's back soon, right? I mean, that'll give you a little bit more of an attacking threat.
Who knows?
Right.
Let's hope so.
You sound terrible, Dave.
Yeah, all right, Dave. Thanks, goal.
Cheers, mate.
Let's go to Chris. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Chris.
All right, Chris.
You all right, lads?
All right, mate.
Chris, happy with the performance? Are you happy with the result? I mean, what's your take on it?
Do you know what? I've actually come on to talk about something slightly different. So, like, I go pretty much every game, so I'm currently literally sat in my hotel in Newcastle waiting to go to bed when I'm actually tired and kind of come down off of that last few minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm sat here, so I'm a school teacher. I'm sat here doing my marking at 11 o'clock at night in Newcastle, getting up at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning to drive back down to Cambridge to go and teach again tomorrow morning. And I'm like, I wonder sometimes why I do it to myself, lads, because honestly, my heart is going about 100 beats per minute after that game. I can't sleep, and I've only got about 4 hours kit before I've got a 4-hour drive home. And I love it. I just don't know why I do it.
Tell you what, those kids are going to have some fun tomorrow when they see you stop kipping at the blackboard desk because you start walk right on the board.
So,
how old are the kids?
Sorry, you're not.
So you're a school teacher. You're a school teacher in London.
Cambridge.
How old are the kids?
I teach secondary, so 11 to 18-year-olds.
God, they know if any of these are hearing you now, they're gonna be playing you up tomorrow.
Yeah, mate. I don't know if it's. So you're in Newcastle.
Definitely haven't set tests for every single lesson tomorrow.
Listen. You know why you do it to yourself. We'll put ourselves through agony, and poor old Jay in there thinks the old clown outfit's coming out again. He's he's throwing things around. He doesn't love football anymore. Shambles. 2 minutes later, he's loving the game. That's what it does to you.
That was literally me Saturday afternoon, 2-0 down inside 7 minutes. I'm like, why am I even here? Like,
yeah, mate, I felt exactly the same.
But we do love it.
But it's what football does to you. It just keeps sucking you back in. There's nothing you can do. 1 minute you're down and you're out and you've had enough. Next minute, bang, last minute you get a goal. That's it. You're all over it again. That's why football's the greatest game on earth. But what did you make of the performance, though? What did you make of us? Like,
do you know what? This is the thing, right? The last few games, and it's like you kind of go in watching us. Was it 2 shots on target? Right, fine, 2 goals, fantastic, but 2 shots on target. And I think back to kind of Pochettino, and I'm like, do you know what? We might have lost games 4-3, 5-4, but we were actually giving it a go. It's almost like you know, it's like watching a low-rent Jose Mourinho. Just like, go there, shut up shop, draw 0-0, win 1-0. But we're not even doing that. We lost 2-1 to Fulham.
You know what the problem I've got with this?
We got beat. We got beat 1-0 by Bournemouth, and we got a last-minute 1-1 draw with Wolves, for God's sake.
No, our home form's disgusting. Our home form's disgusting.
We got Brentford this weekend.
Yeah, we got Brentford.
You cannot lose that game.
It's a must-win.
And we'll probably lose 1-0.
But you know what it is, Chris, though, like, and Cundy made a good point earlier about being brave, and I've noticed it when I've watched us. We were right tonight. We had decent spells where we had the ball, and we showed a bit of energy to win the ball back, and Bergvall driving forward. But when there's opportunities to really go and hurt a team, we don't take them. It's like they're either scared or they haven't got the confidence to really go and believe that they can make something happen out of nothing. There are times you go out to a fullback and it goes out and you work it and you break a line. And when you break a line, don't come back. Don't go and make a key pass or try a key pass. Or it goes out to Kudus. Kudus gets it and Porro goes on the overlap. Put him in. Do you know? And if he gives it away or it goes off, then fine. But
I'll tell you
times we watch us.
I tell you a player, and you tell me you're Spurs fans. I thought Bergvall does that. He actually is really brave in possession.
Yeah, he's the only one.
If he sees a line that can be broken, he'll go for it.
Yeah, he's the only one. But he's 19, right? He's a young kid. He's going to make mistakes.
And do you know what as well? Player I was quite happy with tonight, and he's not played that much, but actually, I don't want to kind of put a burden on, but I thought Colomani had quite a good. Like, for the time he was on the pitch, he didn't score, obviously, but he got a couple away at PSG.
He works hard.
He played all right, and he was actually trying to get in and about. He was kind of tracking back a bit. He was, getting himself stuck in. He was giving it a go up front.
Yeah.
The cutting edge might not quite be there. He scored a couple of good goals in Paris, obviously.
Yeah.
That one I couldn't go to. Going away to Europe midweek is a little bit much.
Mm-hmm. I think he can do something. He's got a bit more to give and a bit more to offer, but, he looks like he wants to make something happen, but I just want to see a bit more braveness from us. A bit more attacking flair or a bit more drive.
What about Richarlison's dive? Have you seen it, Chris? Have you seen it?
Do you know what? It was down the other end, and my eyesight's not as good as it once was. I won't lie to you.
Honestly, you wait to see it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. What's the first lesson tomorrow morning, Chris?
Set 4, year 8.
Set 4.
Yeah.
Year 8.
What's the lesson though?
What's the lesson? English, science, what? Geography?
Oh no, I'm a maths teacher.
Oh, you're a maths teacher.
Yeah.
That's harsh maths.
Yeah. So it's day full of assessments for my classes tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Right.
That's the way.
He's got a long old journey. What time are you leaving?
Alarm set for 3:15.
Right. So,
3:15.
how long? How many miles is it?
211.
211. How long is it going to take you?
I need to be at work by 7:45.
Right. So what time are you leaving?
So I've given myself 4. Alarm set at 3:15. I should be in the car by 25 past.
How many miles is that every half hour?
8 hours.
How many miles?
10 miles.
Go on.
It's about 40 miles. 40,
Why are you getting on the maths teacher? Give him a break, will ya? He just had to go and watch Tottenham. He's trying to get some sleep. You're giving him questions.
I'm only messing with you, Chris.
I mean, I'll average 70, so 35 miles every half hour.
Right, okay. Good lad. Yeah, don't let me I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he's taking your word for it, mate. He ain't got Scooby.
I'm not working it out.
Chris, top man, mate.
Chris.
Get some sleep, mate.
Cheers, matey.
Right, keep your calls coming in. You want to have your say. Loads to go at Premier League action tonight. 03 717 22 3344. Into the Sports Bar and Talk Sport. Me, Jamie Hart, Jason Cundy. You're going to head over to New York. Have a little chat with Andy Goldstein ahead of the World Cup draw this Friday. Let's hope he's not on the beers again tonight. We'll bring you back pages as soon as we get them as well. But first, it's been a huge night. Premier League football live on the talkSPORT network. Man City survived the scare against Craven Cottage. They beat Fulham 5-4. Spurs salvaged a 2-2 draw away at St James's Park. And Bournemouth beaten 1-0 at home by Everton. Jack Grealish grabbed the winner for the Toffees. Everton gaffer David Moyes spoke to talkSPORT after the game, was asked whether Grealish should be the England squad for the World Cup.
I think he's going to have to play well. I think if you look at the wide players what England have got at they're sort of the amount they could pick, it's incredible the sort of good players England have got at the moment. But Jack, has got somebody who doesn't give the ball away, carries the ball well. He's sort of a real acquired taste. And if the manager likes him and thinks he can help him at different moments, he'll be very good at those things.
Yeah, look, Jack has got to play extremely well, I think, to get into that squad. But look, who's to say he can't get in? He's been in there before. He's got experience. It's good to see him enjoying his football. That's what I like the most.
Yeah, you saw the goal,
himself.
right? What the goal meant.
Yeah, you could see. Massive.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think he gets in the squad.
No.
I think he's going to find it difficult. He's going to have to put in some unbelievable performances between now and March when the next squad is picked.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to miss out, mate.
I tend to agree. But look, forget England.
Injuries as well. Look, no, don't anyone pick up injuries. But what if something happens to Rashford and Gordon are the two out left at the moment? It feels like those positions are the ones that he's after. You don't know what's going to happen, mate.
No.
Heaven forbid. Because we've seen England squads before, months before or weeks before the national squad's announced. All of a sudden, someone picks up metatarsal, and they find out, their season over. Their World Cup dreams are over.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep going. Things can change quickly in football.
But he'll be happy. David Moyes is what he's seeing.
David Moyes will be happy. They've gone up to 9th. Obviously, there's still more games to be played. They were disappointing at the weekend, weren't they?
Against Newcastle.
Yeah,
God,
really disappointing.
Awful.
The weekend. But, that's 3 wins and a draw in the last 5. So they're stringing something together.
Yeah.
Everton, stringing something together. Just tucked it behind Liverpool. There are games to be had, of course. There are plenty of games.
He's done a good job there, David Moyes, hasn't he?
Steadied them, mate. It was inevitable. What I'm seeing doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
He's a damn good manager.
Yeah.
He's a good, you don't do what he's done in the game and do as many games in the Premier League without knowing what you're doing. I know West Ham fans won't thank me for this, but, they've since then they haven't recovered.
No, they haven't at all. Let's go to Joe. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, Joe.
All right, Joe.
Hi, boys. How we doing?
All right, Joe.
All right, Joe. What do you make of the game?
Good. Well, a big disappointment. It was just 2 points thrown away rather than the point won.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
First of all, Jimmy, me and my son are both season ticket holders at St James's, and we travel down and back from Scotland every game.
Yeah.
And we listen to the show all the way there and all the way back.
Oh, thanks.
And we love it. So
that's
cheers,
good, Joe. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, mate. I mean, look, just on Newcastle, you say it's 2 points thrown away, but Spurs battled their way and kept at it. Then we had moments. You're a bit.
but Jamie,
I don't know what I expect to see from Newcastle. Sometimes they're brilliant.
I know, but it was the other Newcastle that turned up tonight.
Yeah,
they had chances.
We can't.
They did have chances.
The problem is you don't know how to manage a game out. Eddie seems to think that we score a goal, get a lead, and then defend it. You can't go on like that all the time.
No, but his subs made the difference tonight. I mean, he made 2 subs, and they both affected the game.
Yeah, but why bring Fabi Scher on with 5 minutes to go?
I mean, you can't blame a manager for wanting to bring on a centre half when you're 2-1 up with 5 minutes to go. It's the 93rd minute. It's the 85th, and there's 9 minutes injury time. And there's still 15 minutes to play. Yeah. I can kind of get it, but 5 minutes just see the game out. You're going to invite pressure, but you're going to get pressure anyway. Tottenham got nothing to lose, so they're throwing themselves forward. So I can't argue with a manager, Eddie Howe, bringing on Shah to try and see the game out at the end. Look, all right.
The worst part of it comes from a set piece.
Yeah.
Right? And Shah has been brought in for those moments.
That overhead kick, I could have
been brought in for that moment.
Kicked it myself.
Right, that moment. Don't let anyone get anything on the ball.
That was Ronaldo-esque from Romero's top draw. That
was absolutely embarrassing.
That is top draw, Joe.
About 5 times. It bounced about 5 times before.
No, Puskas award that one.
From the stands and kicked it out myself.
Who's leg did?
As Jason said before, how many times have we thrown away in injury time?
And honestly,
it feels like a lot.
There is a lot. Well, in the big games, right? Arsenal, Liverpool, now Spurs. In games that, from what I know, you went down to 10 against Liverpool, but my God, you were good. Arsenal for periods of that. These are big seconds left in the game. You can't hang on. You don't want to get known for that because you'll keep encouraging teams.
This is why we just let teams come under us. It's wrong. We've got to manage the game, or we've got to learn to manage games out.
Yeah, you make a good point. You have thrown away some points in the last minutes of games. Yeah, definitely. All right, Joe, listen, thanks for your call.
Cheers,
Enjoy
Jack.
the trip back to Scotland. Let's go to Jack. He's a Man City fan. All right, Jack.
What, Jack?
Good evening, boys.
You all right?
Yeah, Jack, you nearly threw it away and all.
Yeah, well, 5-1 up to 5-4 is not ideal, of course not, but I thought we created our own problems at the back, really.
Yeah.
So we did against Leeds, just invited that pressure on. I think panic sort of set in, and we just didn't really control the midfield. I think Stani Reinders with Nico G wasn't a midfield that has a load of control, and I think that's where we've been dominant in the past, is by controlling that midfield and always playing keep ball.
Yeah, but the thing is like in one half of the game or moments of the game, you know, against Leeds, against Fulham, you're like, oh my God, Man City are back. They're purring right now, 5-1 up. You know, Foden, Haaland, Doku. You know, I'm thinking, here we go. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh my word, what is going on? You're
happens so
falling off a
quickly,
cliff.
and it happens so quickly as well.
That can't happen. You've got to get on top of that.
I think some of it comes from the change of keeper with Donnarumma. To the point I make is, obviously Edison was very good with his feet, and obviously Donnarumma made some really good saves tonight. But from set pieces and from crosses, he doesn't catch anything. He flaps at stuff. I think the fourth goal that Fulham scored, he came out and just punched it a bit like Leno for Foden's goal. That says that he claims it, but I'd rather have Donnarumma from a shot spotting point of view than from Edison. You know, that saves you more points than with your feet. But I think, you know, Donnarumma's got to be best of the crosses, and I think the third goal was a unlucky flick by Bernardo Silva that's come quite sweetly to the Fulham player, and he's absolutely lashed it in. But you see those shots go here, there, and everywhere, and tonight it went in. Taking enough away from Fulham. I think the whole game had some really, really nice goals in there. But I think
great game.
Donnarumma at times is, you know, he's not a keeper great with his feet. He waits too long to make the pass, and that invites pressure. You see a man try to sort of close him down, and at the last second he'll ping out to Josko, who will either try and ping it up to Haaland, who's tightly marked, and those teams will just recycle the ball like we used to in our pocket, just recycle that ball and just bring the next wave of attack. I think sometimes we're just a bit passive.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, mind you, got Guardiola to thank as well. What a piece of brilliant defending that was, and that's just instinctive as well. Defenders make their way on the line. You know, cover your keeper.
Yeah, help your keeper up.
Yeah, and he's done that. He's
on the line.
Massive.
You would have shooten that in the top.
No, mate, clear it.
Huh? That would have Cundy.
Come off the outside.
5-5. Cundy own goal.
Oggy. Another Oggy. But Guardiola, fair play, mate, because that recognising danger.
Yeah.
And that's still a tough clearance, by the way. You laugh and joke. How many times you seen players go whack?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you hit it against your mate or whatever, and it ends up in the goal. You've done that, haven't you?
Norwich away.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Jack, thanks for your call.
Cheers, Jackie boy.
Keep them coming in. We'll squeeze some more on. I'm going to head over to New York now, though. We're going to chat with Andy Goldstein, head of the World Cup draw this Friday. There's myself, Jamie Hart, Jason Cundy, giving you the sports bar. Still to come. We've got a bit of midnight trip. Get your calls in. We need your help. 03 717 22 3344. Also going to be joined by Ray Houghton, head of Liverpool v Sunderland tomorrow night. But now it's time for this. Back pages, Jack Cunningham.
JC.
Evening, lads. How's doing? You good?
Yeah, we're all good, mate.
Cheer up, matey. Cheer up.
Well, you know, it was one of those games. I mean, it wasn't a penalty, first of all. Let's be clear. That was not a penalty. The Bentancur foul on Dan Burn. Yeah, it's stupid. He probably, you know, shouldn't do it, but I don't think it's a penalty. The referee doesn't need to take that long looking at it. The VAR doesn't need to take that long looking at it. You know, Newcastle should have won the game. They didn't. We move on.
Yeah,
11 points dropped this
went up there and
season.
gave you a good spanking.
Did you? Did you? with
big old spanking at St James's.
Yeah, your 2 shots on
two
target.
2 shots, 2 goals,
2 shots.
spanking.
Romero as well.
Yeah.
You know.
What about the last goal? What? Honestly,
well, I mean,
that was 9 times.
It reminded me of Gareth Bale's goal in the Champions League final.
Oh, you know what? You know, it was actually spitting dubs of that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
unbelievable. What an overhead kick!
Checkers.
Rolled down his shin.
Yeah.
Bounced 7 times.
Top corner.
Terrible defending, though. That
three of the Newcastle defenders just stand there and watch it go past.
Listen, mate. No chance. Ramsdale, just stand and watch him go in, son. You can't save them.
Ramsdale did look stuck, to be fair, trying to dive for it. Oh, it was a mess. Oh.
Right, come on, let's crack on with a couple of these back pages. Well, I think this is on the front page of The Sun.
Yeah.
The Great Game Robbery. What's this?
Yes, FIFA essentially are going to take 30% of all sort of sales, and they've already got ticket sales on the resale site. They've got an official resale site this time for the World Cup, and they're going for over £1,000 already. So that's like the minimum one, and essentially England fans are working out that a lot of them are going to be priced out of getting the chance to see their team in the North America at any point. Also, the allocations have come out, so England are going to get 8% of each sort of ground. So in certain grounds, that's only going to be about 3,000 tickets roughly. So again, other England fans are starting to work out again that they're probably not going to be able to actually see any of the games. Now, there are still some tickets that are yet to go on sale, and they're priced for group stages between £85 and £125. I think they go on sale once the draw's done. But I don't know how many of them there are necessarily. So at the moment, if you go on a FIFA resale site and have a look for a ticket for a certain game, you can only buy one at a time, and it's like minimum £1,000, and that's on the FIFA official resale site.
I mean, there's the England supporters group, right? That
yes.
They will go. If you go through the proper channels, you will get tickets, and you will get them at face value. But like I said, that seems that pool's going to be very small.
Yeah, and the fact, I think it's the fact that FIFA on their own resale site, do you know what I mean, are not selling them at face value.
Yeah, it stinks,
like,
mate.
It's absolutely horrendous, isn't it?
Stinks,
you're just pricing out the actual fans who want to go and see the biggest World Cup ever.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll see what happens there. Back page of the Eye, 100 up for Haaland. Striker reaches century mark in record time. 111 games he's done. That's 13 quicker than Alan Shearer.
Yeah, 13 quicker than Alan Shearer, 124 for Shearer, 111 for Haaland. What can you say? He's just an absolute machine at goal scoring, and he's sort of adapted his game almost this season as well from maybe the Haaland we've seen over the last couple of seasons, where he sort of just basically stands in the box essentially and waits for the ball. But I think this season we've seen a bit of a different Haaland, a bit more of that, like the Dortmund Haaland, who is aggressive and running in behind. And when he's doing that, he's kind of unstoppable, really. And that was a great goal today. I mean, to get to his 100th one, I mean, he'd already missed a good chance as well. You know, Foden had played him through. He went one-on-one. He hit the post. Could have easily been disappointed, but he knows that he's going to get another chance to score. And he knows that when it comes, he is going to score, because that is what he does. He's just a phenomenal goal scorer. And if he stays in the Premier League for, I don't know, however more long,
he's going
to obliterate Alan Shearer's record.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroy it. Obviously, he needs to stay injury-free as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, he needs to stay injury-free as well.
But I don't know whether he's going to stay as long as that, you know.
No, that is the thing, isn't it?
Think?
I don't know, mate.
But he did sign a massive new contract.
I don't know where he goes.
There's only one place he goes.
Real Madrid. Well, they got Mbappe.
Real Madrid.
And Mbappe's, he's not going to go and play second fiddle to Mbappe.
Of course, no, he won't. No other place.
So, unless you move Mbappe to the left and you go, right, we're going to bring in Haaland, I just don't know I just don't know where there's no other club that can afford him.
No.
Right, and there's no other club that can give him the platform to be what he is. Man City are that club in the Premier League for him.
They are. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I think Real Madrid, you go there and it's the Mbappe show.
Yeah, that Mbappe suggestion's interesting, because we did talk a couple of weeks ago about Vinicius Junior potentially leaving Real Madrid next summer, going to Saudi Arabia because he's unhappy. He's not going to sign a new contract at the moment. So, if he did leave and there was a space in the left, Mbappe moved over there, then there would be a space up front. And could Real Madrid come in with what would have to be a world record bid for Haaland?
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's got to want to go as well,
Yeah, I don't know if he does.
We'll see.
Unai Emery reveals Ollie Watkins been battling knee injury.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Watkins having a really bad start of the season. We've been on 13 Premier League games, 1 Premier League goal. But he's actually revealed that Watkins has been dealing with knee pain since the start of last season. So we're talking well over a year, August 2024. And then he's saying, in this same interview, he said he needs rest. So he was like, okay, I'm not trying to play him as much. But then he was equally like, but he can play, and he'll be playing soon, and he'll be scoring goals again soon.
Yeah.
He was like, does he need surgery? Emery said no, but equally, I don't know. I feel like with these pain things, is it just a case of you just get an injection?
Yeah, but you can get an injection, but that's only masking the pain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he might have a problem that you can manage, but people forget people don't see what's going on day to day with how he's feeling. He's coming in. He might not be able to train at full tilt. All fans see is Ollie Watkins when he plays on a Saturday. right?
Yep.
And they go,
Totally
he don't look
agree.
at it. He looks a bit. He's he don't look. He looks half a yard off it. Well, that's because maybe now we've found out that he's struggling with an injury, and this is what people forget. People don't know what goes on
Makes
day
sense,
to day
doesn't
with
it?
these
It makes
players.
sense if
Yeah.
he's got a little. If he has,
If he's got a nick and he's got a niggle and he's carrying it and he might be having a couple of cortisone injections or whatever, and but that can only last so long, and it catches up with you, and you start doubting yourself, you start doubting your knee, you start doubting your running, and then all of a sudden your performances drop, and everyone goes, "Oh, Ollie Watkins, he's gone, he's not playing well. What's happened to him?" Well, he's got an injury. He's carrying it. He's trying to put himself out there for the team.
Exactly, that's what you're saying. He's putting himself out of the team, and he's been doing it for so long. I mean, think about when John Duran left in January. He was that only striker, and he did everything he could to get Aston Villa into the Champions League, and they just missed out, to be fair, on the final day. So Watkins still had a very good season despite going through all this pain. Yeah, he's struggling now, but as you say, he's gone through the pain. He's going through the pain barrier every day for his team. Maybe it should be a case of actually the club and him take a decision of like, okay, we're going to actually try and fix this problem.
It normally gets to that point where you go, as a player, you go, I can't keep doing
it's
this.
World Cup year, right? So
I know.
What's not? If you're going to have it, you would have thought, whatever it is, we don't know what damage is.
If he was going to have it, and then what? We don't know yet. If he's got a nick in his meniscus, whatever, we don't know. But he's getting to that point where he's going to have to just deal with it and carry on and get through it until after the World Cup.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be risking, having surgery in a World Cup
and then missing the World Cup.
Might be counterproductive because if his injury doesn't improve and he goes on a bit of a run where he doesn't look fit, why would you pick him? That's what he's got.
No,
I know that's the thing because
tough.
Well, these are the decisions footballers have to make, and the club have to make. And you live and die by them. And hopefully he gets it sorted because we need Ollie Watkins at the World Cup.
We do. He's a great option, as he proved at the Euros.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jack, you're a star, mate. Thank you.
See you, lads.
All right, those were your back pages. We've got Midnight Triv coming up next.